Hello everyone, my name is Madison Redmond and today I'm going to talk to you about the Gestalt laws. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's basically four laws that help to design logos for people to continue looking at the logo, but that's not a really good description of what it is, but as we get to the slides, I'll explain more later. So let's get started. First, we have proximity. Well, proximity is when different elements are placed together and they're really close to each other, which means they can be perceived as the same group and belong together, while strong proximity basically represents a relationship. The objects can overlap, leaving no doubt that they belong together. They can use lines and shapes to surround objects and create strong proximity. So these next three examples will show you exactly what I'm talking about. So as you can see, all of these images have something really close together, whether it be objects or words or shapes or stuff like that. So like if you can see on your far left, you can see small shapes and like just unique shapes that are put together so they kind of look like they belong together to make like a globe, which can represent liberty and all that sort of stuff. And while you can see in the middle and the right images, they can make up objects like a shark, guitar, or any other object that you would want to make a logo with. So like in the middle, it creates a guitar representing a festival or a concert made out of hands and what looks like to be an arm and words, basically saying hang out music fest. So it creates this sort of unique bond between each particular thing, like the subject and the object. So basically the subject is music while the object is a guitar. And while on the right image you create a shark out of scuba divers, as in to show how scuba diving club can see unique sea creatures. Our next principle is similarity. Occurs when objects share visual characteristics, the audience can perceive them to be in the same group or pattern. They can be grouped by color, shape, texture, size, or any other design elements. So like if you look at a picture of, say, two dogs, one's a Great Dane and one's a little Chihuahua. Yes, they're both dogs, but they're not similar to each other. Now, if they were both brown dogs and had red collars or had both their nails painted, I don't know, those can be perceived as similarities. These three logos are similarity. So basically, they're both repeating shapes, if that makes sense. So like in the NBC, you see these almost upside down teardrops, and they create like a fan, or in some cases, it could look like a peacock. So that can be perceived as similarity. While like the panda and the blue water, they both use the same shapes to create another image based off of the what they're representing. So like in the middle, it kind of shows a small panda and their logo is for panda. And while on the right image, it shows like half circles to look like it's creating waves, basically representing blue water. So that you can see the similarity between them. Our next principle is continuity. A principle of continuity dedicates the ones that I belong to follow something. It will continue traveling in the direction until it encounters another object. So basically, if I'm pointing at, say, this glass, your eye is going to follow to the glass. Or an arrow, and at the end of it is a square. So your eye wants to travel through the arrow to what it's ending at. It can also be a symbol or a particular font. So like if you see those Coca-Cola labels and you see the C has this curve at the end, which basically wants you to draw out and read the entire image or logo. And it leads the viewer's eye to the line at the end to see where the symbol or font is pointing to. So like I said, the Coca-Cola font shows that curve at the end of the C, which shows you want to read what it says. Or the famous Nike sign swoosh symbol, it basically wants you to read through the Nike logo. And like the bottom logo, Seniors Relocation Center in New Mexico, it shows like a house with a heart, and the arrow is pointing to where the actual title is. So that's a good representation of continuity. And our last principle is closure. Closure occurs when incomplete objects are perceived as complete or whole, a shape just as to be indicated or viewer's eyes subconsciously fill in the missing pieces of information. So basically, it's best if I just show you in the next images. So as you can see, these three images, right off the bat, you can kind of tell exactly what I'm going for. So like in the bottom left two images, you can kind of see the outline of two people's face. Or if you look in the other direction, it could be like a vase or a candle holder or whatever your brain perceives it to be. But basically, it shows the outline of someone's face, which gives you a closure into showing exactly what the outline without actually seeing it. And then like on the top, you see an elephant, which is Safari of Africa, and in between its legs, you can see the country of Africa. While on the right, you perceive it to be a whale or a dolphin based on the tail and how big the body is without it actually being connected. So those were good closures, and I really hope this PowerPoint was very helpful to you, and I'll see you next time with a new topic. Thank you. Bye.